Have you ever had one of those moments where you tripped just a little, maybe on a rug, a step, or even your own shoe, and thought to yourself, "Phew, that was close"? Maybe you chuckled, shook your head, and moved on with your day. But let me ask you something. What if you hadn't caught yourself in time? You see, when we're younger, a fall usually just means a bruise or a scratch. But after 60, even just one fall can change everything. And I don't say that to scare you, I say it because understanding the risk is the first step to preventing it. You're here because you care about your health, your independence, and your future. And that's exactly what we're going to protect today. In this video, we're going to talk openly and honestly about why falling once, just once, after the age of 60 can be more dangerous than most people realize. And more importantly, we're going to walk through simple, doable steps to help you stay steady on your feet and confident in your movements. This isn't about fear, it's about freedom. The freedom to keep doing the things you love, without worry. So let's take a walk through this together. And let's start with a thought that might surprise you. Most people don't fall because they're clumsy. They fall because of things they don't even notice, little changes in the body, or their surroundings, or even their daily routines that slowly make a fall more likely. Let's start with something that almost no one talks about: muscle loss. After 60, your body naturally starts to lose muscle, especially in the legs and core. You might not notice it at first. Maybe you find it a little harder to get up from a low chair. Or your balance feels just a little off when you're putting on pants or stepping out of the shower. Those are the little whispers your body gives you. And if we ignore them, those whispers can turn into shouts. The thing is, muscle isn't just for lifting heavy things or looking strong, it's your support system. Your muscles are what keep you upright, help you catch yourself if you stumble, and give you the strength to recover if you wobble. So when they weaken, even a minor trip can become a major fall. The good news? You don't need to spend hours in a gym or lift heavy weights to rebuild muscle. Even something as simple as standing up from a chair without using your hands, just a few times a day, can make a real difference. Gentle squats while holding onto the kitchen counter. Walking up the stairs with purpose instead of letting your knees do all the work. These tiny movements add up. Your muscles just need a little nudge, and they'll respond, at any age. And while we're talking about movement, here's another common culprit behind falls that sneaks up on many people: stiff joints and limited flexibility. Have you ever turned your head quickly and felt a little dizzy? Or reached down to pick something up and realized your back doesn't bend quite like it used to? That stiffness can throw off your balance more than you might think. Because when your body isn't moving freely, it compensates, and that's when slips happen. Think of your joints like hinges on a door. If they're stiff or rusty, the door doesn't swing easily, it jerks, it sticks, it's unpredictable. That's your body when flexibility fades. But again, small steps can help. Gentle stretches in the morning. Rotating your ankles while you sit. Simple yoga poses while holding onto a chair. It's not about touching your toes, it's about keeping your body mobile and responsive. Because the more your body moves, the more it can move. Now, let me ask you a personal question. Have you ever found yourself rushing? Maybe the phone rang, or the doorbell buzzed, or nature called and you suddenly found yourself moving faster than your body was ready for. That hurried movement, especially if you're feeling a little tired or distracted, is a recipe for a fall. It's easy to forget, but moving slowly and deliberately isn't just about being cautious, it's about giving your body time to adjust. Your eyes, your inner ear, your muscles, all of them need a second to respond when you change direction, stand up, or shift your balance. And when we rush, we cheat ourselves of that second. So next time you feel the urge to move fast, pause. Breathe. Let your body catch up to your mind. That tiny pause might save you from a big fall. Another thing we need to talk about, and I say this with love, is footwear. I know, we all have our favorite pair of slippers or those shoes that are just so comfortable. But comfort isn't always safety. Slippery soles, worn-out support, shoes that don't fit quite right, these things are silent hazards. Your feet are your foundation. And if your shoes aren't stable, you're not stable. Try this little test. Go to your closet, pick up your favorite shoes, and look at the soles. Are they smooth? Are they uneven? If yes, it might be time for a change. Look for shoes that hug your feet, give good support around the heel, and have non-slip soles. You don't need fancy orthopedic shoes, just well-fitting, sturdy ones that give you confidence with every step. And let's not forget the house itself. Our own homes, our safe spaces, can quietly become danger zones. Loose rugs. Electrical cords. That coffee table you've bumped your shin on a dozen times. These are all things that once seemed harmless, but now? They can trip you up, literally. I once spoke to a gentleman who said, "I've lived in this house for 40 years, I know every inch of it." And yet, it was a throw rug he'd walked over 1,000 times that finally sent him to the hospital with a broken hip. Familiarity doesn't equal safety. In fact, it can make us less alert. So take a walk through your home with fresh eyes. Pretend you're seeing it for the first time. What would you change to make it safer? You might be surprised at how simple the changes can be: securing rugs with double-sided tape, adding a grab bar near the toilet, making sure you have a night light on the path to the bathroom. These aren't big renovations. They're little acts of self-care. Because here's the truth, falling once isn't just about the injury, it's about what happens after. A broken hip, for example, can lead to months of recovery, hospital stays, and in many cases, a loss of independence. It can shake your confidence, make you afraid to move. And that fear can start a cycle where you move less, lose more muscle, and increase your risk of falling again. But it doesn't have to be that way. Awareness is power. And you're already ahead of the game just by being here, listening, learning, and making a decision to protect yourself. So we've talked about muscle loss, flexibility, rushing, footwear, and your home environment, and how each of these things can quietly increase your fall risk without you even realizing it. But don't worry, we're not done. There's more to cover, and more ways you can take control, feel stronger, and move through the world with confidence. Let's keep going. Now that we've walked through the first few key areas, like muscle strength, flexibility, rushing, footwear, and making your home safer, let's talk about something that might not be as obvious but is just as important: your vision. Yes, your eyesight plays a huge role in balance. Think about it, your eyes help your brain understand the world around you. They detect obstacles, changes in flooring, steps, edges, uneven surfaces. When your vision isn't sharp, your brain has to work harder to make sense of what you're seeing, and sometimes it guesses wrong. If you wear glasses, especially if they're progressives or bifocals, be mindful of how they affect your depth perception. Some people feel a little off when they go downstairs or look down quickly with these types of lenses. And that can lead to a misstep. So if you haven't had your eyes checked in a while, this might be the perfect time. Even small updates to your prescription can make a big difference in how clearly and confidently you move. And don't forget about lighting. Dim or shadowy rooms make it harder to spot hazards. Adding an extra lamp or a brighter bulb might seem small, but your eyes will thank you, and so will your balance. And speaking of the brain working harder than it should, let's move on to something that surprises a lot of people: medications. Now, I'm not saying stop taking your prescriptions. Not at all. But did you know that some common medications, like those for blood pressure, anxiety, depression, or even allergies, can make you feel dizzy, sleepy, or a bit off balance? And when you're not feeling steady inside, your body struggles to stay steady outside. If you've ever felt lightheaded when standing up too quickly, or a bit woozy after taking a pill, it might be worth chatting with your doctor or pharmacist. Bring in a full list of everything you're taking, including vitamins and over-the-counter meds, and ask if any of them could be affecting your balance. Sometimes, just changing when you take something or how much water you drink with it can help reduce side effects. And yes, even herbal supplements can sometimes mess with your head or your feet, so don't leave those out when you talk to your doctor. Another hidden cause of falling after 60 is dehydration. I know, it sounds too simple, right? But the truth is, as we get older, our sense of thirst fades. You might not feel thirsty even when your body needs water. And when you're even mildly dehydrated, it can affect your blood pressure, your energy, and yes, your balance. Ever stood up too fast and felt dizzy? That's often a sign your blood pressure dropped suddenly. Staying hydrated helps your circulation, keeps your muscles working properly, and even supports brain function. Aim for small sips throughout the day, not just big gulps all at once. If plain water isn't appealing, try herbal teas, infused water with a slice of lemon or cucumber, or even a warm broth. The goal is to keep your body gently hydrated, consistently. And let's touch on something that isn't talked about nearly enough: confidence. That inner voice that says, "Be careful," can be helpful until it turns into, "Don't do that, it's too risky." It's a fine line. After a fall, or even just a near miss, many people start avoiding certain activities. Maybe they stop walking outside, or hesitate to use stairs, or decline social invites because they're afraid they'll trip or slip. That fear is natural. But when fear starts shrinking your world, it also shrinks your strength, your mobility, and your independence. The trick isn't to ignore the fear, it's to gently push back against it. Start with small, safe steps. Walk in familiar places. Practice your balance while brushing your teeth by standing on one foot for a few seconds, holding the sink for support if needed. Celebrate every little victory. Because every time you choose to move, instead of shrink away, you're telling your brain, "I've got this." And your brain listens. Now, you might be thinking, all of this sounds great, but what if I live alone? That's an important part of the conversation. Living alone doesn't mean you're on your own. In fact, it's even more reason to set up systems that support your safety. For example, keep your phone close, especially when moving around the house. You might even consider a wearable alert device, something that can call for help if you fall. And no, it's not giving up your independence, it's protecting it. It means you've taken steps to make sure help is always within reach, which can actually give you the confidence to move more freely. Also, check in with someone regularly, a friend, a neighbor, a relative. Not because you need constant watching, but because regular contact keeps you connected. And if something does happen, someone will notice quickly. A daily phone call, a quick message, or even a routine visit can go a long way. Here's something else to think about: mental alertness. When we're distracted, overwhelmed, or tired, our focus slips, and that's when accidents happen. Have you ever tried to carry too many things at once? Maybe a cup of tea, a book, your glasses, your phone, and something fell, or you nearly did. Multitasking can trip us up, literally. Try to slow down and do one thing at a time. If you're walking, just walk. If you need to carry something, keep one hand free to hold a railing or stabilize yourself. Give your full attention to where your feet are and what your body is doing. This isn't about being overly cautious, it's about being mindfully active. Being present in your body. You see, every step you take with awareness is a step toward staying independent. Every time you move with purpose, you're reminding yourself and your body that you are still strong, still capable, still in control. And if you're feeling like it's too late, or you've already had a fall and lost some of your confidence, let me say this clearly: you can come back from this. Your body is incredibly adaptable. With the right attention and care, it can get stronger. You can feel safer in your own skin again. Start with where you are. If you're feeling unsteady, talk to a physical therapist. They're like balance detectives. They can figure out what part of your body needs the most support and give you simple exercises to improve it. Sometimes, just learning how to shift your weight properly or practicing a safe way to get up from the floor can give you peace of mind you didn't even know you were missing. You don't need to train like an athlete. You just need to move intentionally. Listen to your body. Strengthen what's weak. Support what's tired. Stay curious, not fearful. Every little action you take is a form of self-respect. Let's keep building on that. So let's keep going, because you're doing great. And remember, this isn't about being perfect. It's about being aware, making small choices every day, and giving your body what it needs to stay strong and steady. We've talked about so many important things already: muscle strength, flexibility, vision, hydration, confidence, and even how living alone can be managed safely. But let's take a moment now to talk about balance itself, the kind that comes from within. Because balance isn't just something you lose overnight, it fades gradually, little by little, until one day you go to reach for something and realize you're wobbling more than you used to. The good news? Balance can be trained, improved, strengthened. Think of it like this: your balance is like a quiet muscle. It gets better the more you use it. And it's never too late to start. One of the easiest ways to train your balance is to simply stand on one foot for a few seconds while brushing your teeth or waiting for the microwave. Hold onto the counter if you need to, and don't be afraid to wobble. That wobble? It's your body learning. Another gentle exercise is to walk in a straight line, heel to toe, like you're walking on a tightrope. It might feel silly at first, but it's an excellent way to build your coordination. Or try sitting in a sturdy chair and slowly standing up without using your hands. Then slowly sit back down. It's not just strength, it's control. And control is what keeps you upright when life throws little surprises your way. Some people even find that Tai Chi or gentle yoga classes help immensely with balance. These activities focus on slow, mindful movement, which trains your muscles, joints, and brain to work together in harmony. Plus, they're calming, and that peace of mind is just as important. But sometimes, it's not your body that's off balance, it's your environment that's working against you. Think about your everyday routines. Are there small things that make life harder or riskier? Maybe the light switch in your bedroom is too far from the bed. Maybe your favorite chair is a little too low, making it tough to get up. Or maybe you've just been meaning to move that plant off the floor, but keep forgetting. These little inconveniences can snowball into real dangers, especially if you're tired, distracted, or moving too quickly. So don't ignore them. Adjust your space to support you, not challenge you. Raise that chair a bit, keep essential items at waist height so you're not bending or reaching too far, and always, keep walkways clear. And one more thing that deserves our attention: sleep. Yes, sleep. It's easy to overlook how connected sleep is to balance and fall risk, but it's actually a big piece of the puzzle. When we don't sleep well, our reflexes slow down. Our coordination slips. Our ability to concentrate and react weakens. That foggy-headed feeling after a rough night? It's not just in your mind, it's in your whole body. If you're not sleeping well, it's worth taking a closer look. Maybe it's your bedtime routine. Maybe your room is too warm, or too noisy, or too bright. Or maybe your medications are interfering with your rest. Whatever the cause, good sleep is like recharging your internal battery. And when that battery's full, everything functions better, including your balance and coordination. Another key element that gets overlooked is social engagement. Now you might be wondering, what does staying connected have to do with falling? A lot, actually. When we're socially active, whether that means chatting with friends, attending a class, or simply being out and about, we're more mentally alert, physically active, and emotionally balanced. Loneliness and isolation can actually lead to more sedentary behavior, which weakens muscles and balance. It also contributes to anxiety and depression, which can mess with your confidence, posture, and awareness. It's all connected. So say yes to that coffee date. Go for that walk with a friend. Join the local senior center class or virtual group. Your body responds to purpose, and connecting with others can give you just that. And if we're talking purpose, let's talk about something deeply personal: your why. Why do you want to stay strong and prevent a fall? What matters most to you? Maybe it's staying independent in your home. Maybe it's being able to travel, play with your grandkids, garden without fear, or simply get out of bed each morning without pain or worry. Whatever your why is, keep it close. Let it guide you. Because when motivation comes from the heart, it lasts. Falling once after 60 isn't just about one moment of bad luck. It can lead to long-term effects on your confidence, your health, and your freedom. But here's the powerful part: most falls can be prevented. And the steps to prevent them? They're within reach. Small changes, small movements, small habits, these are the building blocks of a safer, stronger life. So if today you take one step, just one, toward strengthening your balance, checking your home, or even calling your doctor to review your medications, that's a step worth celebrating. You are not fragile. You are not stuck. You are not past your prime. You are still becoming. Still growing, still strong, still vibrant. And you deserve a life where you can move freely, confidently, and without fear. So let me ask you, what's one small thing you'll do today to support your strength and balance? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear what works for you, what's helped you feel more secure, or even what you're still working on. You never know who you might inspire by sharing your story. And if this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help get this message out to more people just like you. And if you want more tips, support, and encouragement to help you live your healthiest life after 60, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. We've got so much more to share with you. Here's to steady steps, strong legs, and the confidence to walk through life with your head held high. You've got this. And we're right here with you, every step of the way. Stay strong, stay safe, and as always, here's to living your best life at any age.